Welcome to week 6 of our Manifest Weight Loss podcast. This week, we are diving into mindset and how our mindset can really make a difference in our weight loss journey. Plus, we talk about metaphysics principles. So, how does mindset fit with metaphysics and our weight loss? And that's what we're diving into today. So, thank you all for tuning in. Let's get started. So, before we go into the mindset, let's just take a quick little review of the concept that we are more than our body. We have 4 quadrants, and I refer to them often. So that's why I like to kind of start the podcast with that. So we are more than our physical body. We also have thoughts and feelings, but there's also this other part of us, our non-physical self, where if we were to sit and meditate and release any thoughts and release any emotions and just be present, what is still there is our observer self, our inner self, our higher self. It comes in different names, but it's essentially this awareness place of us and who we are. So we are more than our body. We are more than our thoughts. We are more than our emotions. We ultimately have this piece of us that is consciousness. And why we talk about the 4 quadrants and that we are more than just any of those. We are a wholesome piece. We are all of it. We are comprised of all of these quadrants together. And seeing ourselves that way allows us now to be able to see that we can be more than just what our body is. We can be more than just what our thoughts are. We can be more than what our emotions are saying. There is more than just what's there. So it's kind of like the idea that some people believe that we are a fixed mindset, that the way we are is the way we are, and that's how it is. And then there's the approach that we are consciously always evolving, that we are more than our circumstances, and that our future is bright with whatever we intend. And so with that concept is how we approach metaphysics. And so how do we apply that to weight loss? Is that number one, we are more than just our body. We have this physicalness, of course, we have our body, and we also want to open ourselves up to the essence of this non-physical, like not tangible life that we also have access to. So our thoughts are not tangible. I can't grab it, I can't see it. It is, but it's also, it exists. It's there. It's part of our lives. And our emotions are definitely here. They are our regulatory system. They are the ones, our emotions are communicating with us with our interpretation of life in the moment. And so as we go through life and the moments we have, our emotions are communicating with us, letting us know and tapping into what it is we experience, whether we like it or not, where we want to lean into it or avoid it. So seeing that our observer self can witness our emotions and tap in and see, well, what am I feeling or what am I thinking, allows us to see a more holistic approach. And so today, talking about mindset, it's our mindset is that part of us where we tune into what thoughts are we thinking, what feelings are we experiencing, and how can that be a communication tool to guide us through our journey. And then more so is when we are on a weight loss journey, and particularly with metaphysics, the first thing that we want to get straight and really start our journey with, but also start every day with, is where are we going? Like, what is this journey? What's the destination? So it starts with your vision. And that vision is the future that you are wanting to experience in this physical realm. So the vision is going to come from your mind. You're going to close your eyes and you're going to ask yourself, where am I headed? What do I want? What is really important to me? And getting ourselves that vision so crystal clear, with such like connection to how it's going to make us feel. So you wake up in the morning, what is that feeling like now that you've manifested this beautiful vision? And then you want to get it so clear that you can feel it. You can close your eyes and get to the heart and soul of how that experience makes you feel. I have a really great clip that I've created in my mind where it's maybe 30 seconds long, and what it is for me is a symbolism of the vision I'm creating. So I have a little mind movie that I can connect with when I close my eyes, and I just have this feeling of like waking up, getting out of bed, feeling strong, feeling like looking in this mirror and seeing the body I'm creating, and then reaching in my closet for the clothing that I just slip on with ease. The zipper goes up effortlessly. It fits like a glove. It feels so good. That little mind movie for me connects me to the vision I'm creating. I've created it over time, and it's something that really, when I sit and feel it, it lights me up and it reminds me that yes, that's where I'm headed. So on our weight loss journey through metaphysics, we start with our vision, which is our, what we would say is our what. So we start with our what, and then we want to connect with why. Why do I want that vision? How does it make me feel? And that's where we're starting to tune into our emotions and connecting with clarity of our vision and feeling, how do I feel? So when I do my little mind movie, I am right there. I can feel how proud I am and how light I feel and how happy and joy. And so all of that is bundled in my mind movie. So we start with the vision, and then we connect with emotions. And all of that is in the non-physical realm. Nobody can grab it and take it away from me because it's not tangible. So this non-physical realm, we in metaphysics, it's like it's connecting to the all of it, the universe, source, whatever you want to call it, God, this all-encompassing, vast, spacious, anything is possible realm is where we are co-creating our vision with the universe. And we're basically putting our order in saying, I want this for myself. And so as I sit the more and more and dedicate time to really sit in my vision, feel it out, the more I'm communicating with the universe, I want this. This is what I'm up to. Now, the beautiful piece about this is taking the non-physical realm and getting it to become physical is a process. And that's what we're talking about today, is that how do we get from non-physical to actually having it physically in our lives? So the beautiful analogy is okay, so on Earth we have time and space. Like there's a reality that we are in this 3D world. So it takes time for everything to be created on this plane. But in the non-physical plane, there is no time or space. So when we have a vision, we have our thoughts and we have our feelings, which are all in the non-physical realm. There is the possibility of instant manifestation. But we don't have that same instantness in real time. And so there is the law of divine timing that is part of our journey. So if I want to lose 20 pounds, even if I had surgery and they took out a 20-pound baby, that still takes time. So timing is something that is what we have to manage on the physical plane that we exist on. But yet with the non-physical realm, we can have instant shifts, transformation. So let me give you an example of instant. So if I'm went for dinner and I had a really great dinner and it was really filling, and then I chose dessert and it was so good. However, I got home and I started to have thoughts of, I shouldn't have had that dessert. I'm starting to feel guilty. And I start to have thoughts that are not supportive. They don't lift me up. They don't make me feel good. And I'm sitting on the couch starting to, let's call it spiral, and just start to get heavy with thoughts and heavy with emotion. And now I'm making myself wrong for going for dinner and having a meal. The moment I can connect with my non-physical self and become the observer and start to look at, hold on a second here, I'm feeling a feeling I don't like, and I can stop myself and I can catch myself. That moment right there is mindfulness. That moment right there, we now have access to shifting ourselves and actually shifting thoughts and feelings instantly, just because we're in the non-physical realm. So how can we do that? Well, one way is to catch our thoughts, look at them, almost like grab one, look at it and go, okay, what was that thought? It's like, oh, I shouldn't have eaten that dessert. Okay, that's a thought. Let's grab a feeling about that. I'm starting to feel heavy, full, bloated, gross, whatever, insert feeling here. So now I have thoughts and feelings and I can observe them. Now, the moment of truth is I can look at it from a perspective of let's get to just what's so. That is, and the why we are using this technique is it's a way to release emotions. So just observing it, going, okay, so I went to dinner, I talked to the waiter, I asked for dessert, they brought it to the plate, I took my fork, I put it in my mouth, I swallowed it, I ate it, and I went home. Now, just even walking through the what's so, like the actual action of it, perhaps you can hear there's no emotion there. It's like watching a movie. It's like, okay, I did what I did. What that method is right there, the just getting the what's so and replaying it as facts, it's fascinating how it allows us some space from what happened to what we're making it mean, and the feelings that we're adding on top, and that all comes after. And if we can loosen the space and the grip between our thoughts and our feelings and just give it a little bit of room, it's enough room that we can insert something else, which is fantastic. So we can look at the thought and say, okay, but also I got to spend time with my family. I got to enjoy this amazing dessert that tasted so good. It was so savory. And start to insert another context for the exact same thing. And can I give myself space to provide some, like perhaps I need some forgiveness, perhaps I just need to let go, just giving us some space and room for some grace allows for that story and that the heaviness to let go. And so just by looking at and observing the feelings and changing it, so what does that take? Maybe 3 minutes? We can all of a sudden lessen the feeling of guilt and provide perhaps a new space of compassion, love, gratitude for being with my family for dinner. All of a sudden, instead of feeling guilt and heavy and bloated, I have now shifted myself to being happy, satisfied, and perhaps glad that I had the time with my family. So what was 3 minutes prior was guilt and bloated. I now can transform it to, it is what it is. I did what I did. It's over. And I'm now complete with that situation and I'm feeling better. I'm so happy I was able to have that time with my family. And and now I'm in a new moment. And so 3 minutes of observation and questioning and just challenging those thoughts can really manifest and shift our entire moment. So going from guilt to satisfied or happy or proud in a matter of minutes. So the non-physical realm, we can actually have transformation and shift and change instantly. I don't have to wait for something to happen in order for it to happen. I can change my thoughts and feelings instantly just by being in observer mode, which is amazing. So next time you're feeling in a situation where you might be having experiences of thoughts and feelings based on something that had happened, how can you apply challenging your thoughts? Another great one to say is not necessarily so. So how can we take a thought or a feeling and apply the, well, wait a second, not necessarily so. You know, you don't have to always feel guilty if you're going to choose dessert. What? Not necessarily so. Well, what else could someone think then? What are other possibilities that could exist? What other thoughts are possible? What other feelings are possible? Get curious, get interested to want to, how can we shift that our perspective so that we're now taking what was once one way of being and now we're trying something new in the moment, which allows for instant shifting of our perspective, shifting our mindset, getting empowered versus disempowered. And all of that is available just through using the non-physical realm, being an observer, witnessing the moment, being present, questioning our thoughts and our feelings, and boom. So the non-physical realm has the possibility of instant shifts because it doesn't need to take time and space to develop. Those types of moments are available instantly just by becoming aware. However, in the physical realm, we do deal with space and time, and therefore things are going to take time to manifest. And so the analogy of planting a seed in the garden and wanting to have something grow, I can't in the physical realm plant a seed and have that ability to have instant manifestation. It's not possible in this realm. And so we do have different laws of it, that we have to adhere to in this physical realm. And so how do we apply these principles to the physical realm? So one of the laws is the law of divine timing, and really appreciating that the universe is the one who's in charge of how this is all going to manifest and when it's perfectly designed to manifest. So when we create something new and a vision, and we every day wake up and we visualize and we get ourselves connected to our experience, which is part of the daily rituals of manifestation, what we then are responsible for is getting curious, getting open, connected, and present to our environment, to the messages that the universe is providing us. It's guiding us along the way, and it's showing us along the way how we can manifest this bright future that we're doing. And so what we want to lean into is inspired action, taking on action that is aligned with our vision is what we're looking for. So just like a strawberry has a very specific action it's needed to produce this result, which is sunlight and water, and it's calling for that, whether it's going to be letting the strawberry grow from the universe. And so that means that I'm letting the rain and letting the sunshine do it, or I myself am going to go out there and water it daily, check on it, pull the weeds. All of that is all action aligned with having this purpose be ultimately fulfilled. So as you wake up in the morning, you want to set yourself up for this vision that you're creating. So you want to wake up. Can you carve at least 5 minutes of meditation just to ground yourself, slow yourself down, and really take that time to connect to that inner self, the non-physical self, because that's our connection to the universe. So the more present we are and the more we allow our inner self to be present, mindful, we can then be more alert to the universe's subtleties and whispers on how it wants to guide us. And how we'll know is it will light us up. We will start to feel excited. And so by being aware, we are now listening for and being guided from the universe to have what our actions need to be so that that future we're looking for starts to actually work on us. There's a law of vibration, which essentially means that we want to vibrate. We want to get our energy at the same level as our vision. So why we wake up in the morning and carve out 5 minutes just to sit, connect, be with our vision, get that mind movie going, feel yourself acting as if it's actually happening. What that is doing is it's raising our vibration to the level and matching of that future self. Can you get that into your being and your feeling and your thoughts so that that feeling you have every morning when you get connected to it will start to resonate into your life? The thoughts that you start to think will be aligned with the feelings you have. And when your thoughts start to align and your feelings start to align and your vision is aligned, then your actions, your inspired actions will be in align with your purpose. And you will start to notice that you're gravitating to the types of foods that will work for you and the movement that you want to add to yourself. Like you will start to see that it will be drawn to you and you will then want to actually do this. And then before you know, you'd be like, what is going on? Like I'm craving this, or look at me, I just did that. And it felt like nothing to do. And it's like, that's how it happens. And it's a beautiful process. So it actually using the law of vibration to get ourselves energetically connected to our vision, being inspired is a vibration that's high in alignment. So being inspired, being joyful, laughter, connection with a community, all of those cultivate the higher vibration that's going to allow for the flow and allow for more effortless manifestation. So it'll take from the non-physical to the physical, perhaps in a shorter amount of time because we're resonating. So you can feel it. You can check in and feel, how do I feel today? And if you are feeling like a little bit heavier, then what we want to do is, what can I do today, or what can I do in this moment to actually help raise my vibration so that I am in alignment with my vision to allow for the physical to manifest. And then another law to look at in terms of having our mindset shift and having our non-physical become physical is the law of detachment. And so what that means is that, can we let go of us being responsible for this to occur? So the more I want to like force and manipulate and kind of strategize to make something happen, I am not vibrationally in alignment with the universe. I am trying to get my little paws in there and be like, I know how to do it. Now, sometimes that can work in the moment, just like, I'm just gonna take this over. But in those moments, you want to check in with, how do you feel? If you are resonating on a level of flow, ease, effortless enjoyment, you're happy, that's how you know you're in flow. But if you start to, you know, manipulate, force, coerce, you can almost feel it. That's a heavier. There's like a focus and an intensity that's like, I got to do it like this. Or you might feel pressure, like it should be faster, or like that kind of feeling is when we want to go, hold on, time out. We are not resonating. And what we're really wanting to do in that moment is the process of just letting go. That letting go can be really tough, especially if that's been a practice that we've done for a long time. We may need to have a process of practicing letting go. And then you might catch yourself. Oh, I did it again. I was trying to control. Okay, no problem. You've caught yourself. Let go again. So creating a process to being able to let go, trust that the universe has this a magical plan that is so much better than what we could create ourselves. So trusting, having faith, letting go, forgiveness, grace, like whatever it needs, it's a practice. One thing I want to mention is like when we have our brain, right? Our brain is really a bunch of synapses firing, right? So as we have gone about life and done what we've done, and we have these habits that we do, look at it like we have these neural pathways that have been kind of hardwired in a way where it's like, okay, this is going to snap to this and this is going to snap to this, and that's left unconscious, and our brain will definitely get us through the day. And so when we want to take something and we want to create something new in our lives, we have to appreciate that when we say we want to do something new and we want to have this new life, we also want to be mindful that we have our existing neural pathways that are very happy to be on autopilot and work our life for us. So, for example, if every morning I sleep in and I get up and I kind of like slug through the morning, and just as an example, and I want to create something new, I want to wake up early and I want to like be the morning person. So my neural pathways are already hardwired to not be a morning person, to actually be the sleeping inner. And so when I want to create, yes, I'm a morning person. What I am up against is not only the neural pathways and habits, but it's also me having to go against the neural pathways and creating new pathways at the same time. So can you see in this scenario that, yes, I'm up against something? And so allowing that this is nature, this is how it goes. In a fixed mindset person, they wouldn't see that they could be a morning person. They were like, that's just how I am. I am that way. I was born that way. I'm never going to be a morning person. That would be considered a fixed mindset. Whereas if we want to take on anything's possible, and that absolutely I could be a morning person, and it might be a little challenging, not because I was born the sleeper inner, looking at it from the perspective of it's just neural pathways. And this new habit of waking up early has not been introduced yet. So by creating a vision and seeing myself already waking up early, visualizing the alarm clock with the number and hitting not snooze, but hitting I got this button that says no more alarms needed, and I get up and I have a shower, or whatever my new routine is. If I can visualize that in my head, the power of the mind is that it can actually start to wire the neurons without me actually doing the waking up yet. The act of visualizing myself waking up and doing it does shift the mind. There have been studies and studies and studies that have proven this. So it's not even a question anymore. It is now science. So we can start to work our mind before we even do it in real time. Now, so taking that time, visualizing and allowing myself that process of practicing and practicing the waking up in my mind will actually will actually impact the day that I go to hit the alarm on the early one. My body will start to want to get up and have a shower because I visualized it. What? So now we can use visualization to help us in the real-time physical world. So it is powerful how visualization can impact us and allow for manifestation. And the time it takes to cultivate, we can now speed it up some. But the real transformation occurs in the actions of our lives. So actually hitting the snooze button, waking up, having that shower, but at the same time, being in alignment with this future self, the one who is happy, joyful, start to allow that to emerge in our lives will create the future that we are visualizing. Allowing for the detachment of it needing to be a certain way and leaning into the feelings and having the feelings pull us and allowing the universe to support us is going to have the lasting difference and the lasting change. This isn't a fly by night, do something for 21 days and it'll become a habit. We are transforming who we are from the inside out, so that these shifts and changes that we're making are not just on the physical realm. They have and will transform what we think, and how it makes us feel, and what our sensations are. We literally can become new human beings with new thoughts and new actions just through the process of using metaphysics to start to shift and transform who we are being daily, naturally. So it becomes who we are. This future self that you are creating you will become that because you did the work from the inside out. We're not pretending and faking and trying it. We are doing the work so that it becomes a natural expression. And that vision, that future self, you become that now before you've even got the results. So as I wake up every morning, and I told you about my mind movie and how I wake up and I feel how I feel, and I look in the mirror, I'm literally experiencing it now, even though I'm technically not at my goal weight yet, but I am acting and being as if I am at my goal weight because that is where I'm headed. It allows for me to choose the lunches that I eat and the dinners, and it's starting to work my life such that things are opening, and the physical realm, the world I am in, is starting to shift, and I'm seeing the results because of my continued inspired action. This journey is an unfolding. It is a it's a process. You've heard it like an onion. Sometimes people talk about an onion. As you go about your day, you will be discovering more, learning more, recognizing what feels right, what doesn't. New ways of being will start to emerge from inside. And the beautiful part about it is that sometimes it's so subtle. It's like you just all of a sudden take a moment and go, oh my gosh, here I am. Like, I've had that feeling, and here I am in the world of it. It's happening. It's a beautiful experience on the journey. So I think the last thing I just want to leave everybody with is going from the non-physical realm to the physical realm, that journey in between. I've shared a little bit, but what it is we want to focus on from the moment we create a vision to having it manifesting in our life is that we want to meditate, we want to visualize ongoingly, we want to take inspired action, but ultimately trust and faith is probably the one thing that is the most could be the most challenging, but also the most rewarding. So the process of continued, unwavering faith that this is possible is what holds us in those moments when we may be really struggling. We're having, certain moments that we're really up against something. Faith and trust, if we were to add that in those moments and just trusting that there's a reason for everything and that you are absolutely where you need to be, and that anytime we bump up against something, it is a gift. Can we see it that way? Can we shift our perspective to see that everything is for us? Everything is happening for us in alignment with what we're intending, and trusting that the universe does have our back can really be that extra space that allows this whole process to become an easier one, and one with that ultimately provides us the lasting results. That this it's like lasting, meaning we are forever changed, and this is our new way of being, and it becomes this effortless way of being, as if you never struggled before. It's so crazy. It's like the old way is so far from you that it's so in the past and complete that you can look back and just see like, yep, that's how it was. And oh my gosh, like I can't even really imagine that that's how it was, because here I am living this new reality. So with that, I trust that you've enjoyed this episode, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to get notified. A new one happens every Sunday. And if you, what I love about this is you can download it and listen to it on a walk or in your vehicle, and you can listen to it over and over again, which is so great. And just hopefully it's a great reminder that anything is possible. That's like my favorite saying, is anything really is possible. And so, yeah, I bid you adieu for the week, and have an incredible week, and look forward to connecting with you next week.